So I got a comment from some random dude on the internet who was basically like, y'all wearing all these perfumes won't make us want you. And I thought to myself, what the hell? I don't wear perfumes for y'all. I wear perfumes for myself, but I had to sort of admit at the same time that I do like getting complimented. I do like smelling nice for others. I'm doing them a favor. We're all doing the people around us a favor. So I don't so much wear perfumes to attract people I wouldn't otherwise attract, but to share parts of my personality that can only be communicated with smell and with scent, and that it adds a certain kind of panache and style to the whole vibe, to the whole essence, to the whole aesthetic. And I want to share that with others, but I also want the people around me to receive it well, to enjoy it, to be part of the experience. And I want to take all of that into consideration this month with the tray that I put together, and I put together some gems. So let's get into it. Hi, I'm Janique and I'm a giver, and this month I'm giving back to everyone around me by smelling lovely in fragrances they love to smell on me. They're welcome. I can hear the thanks already. So let's get into some other fragrances that most people compliment me on the regular, and some fragrances that I love that don't get as many compliments, but I'm so obsessed with. So let's get into it because we got some gems here and we need to talk about it. Also, you don't need to wait till the end of the video to like, comment, subscribe. You should just subscribe right now because this video is about to be, fun. Yeah. And totally not unhinged. It's going to be a vibe. So subscribe now because you don't want to forget.
Hello. What? Man, I'm trying to tell these fakers I'm real. If you didn't know that.
If you've been here before, you know how I organize my perfume tray. And if you haven't been here before, where have you been? Seriously, let's get into it. I organize my perfume tray by the time of day or the occasion to make sure that regardless of what I'm getting up to, I have the just right fragrance on my tray ready and raring to go. So this month, they're a little bit different, slightly based on the fact that it's summer. We in the streets, it is not cold outside, and we're taking advantage. And so we're starting off with one that is always part of the tray, a category that I always look forward to selecting fragrances for because these end up getting worn the most for the month, and that category is the daytime category. Now these are the fragrances I bring to the grocery store, to run errands, to grab a coffee with a friend, keeping it really simple, something that is light, easy to wear, especially in these summer months, nothing that's going to be too heavy, overpowering, or distracting. And the first one, the one that I'm picking for myself because I really enjoy it, it is Afnan's Lafleur Bouquet. Now this is a new fragrance to my collection. I picked it up during one of my Arabian fragrance hauls because there have been a couple at this point, and this was a wonderful sweeter floral gem. It brings together some really lovely white florals, sweet fruit, some musk, some powdery notes. It is just this really light, fresh, effervescent, sweet, lovely, really feminine fragrance that I enjoy wearing. I remember the first time I saw and wore this fragrance, I thought it is nothing to scream about. It's just easy to enjoy and get into and love. No. In terms of what people compliment me on more, I would say this one is Prada Candy Kiss. No, this is a very similar fragrance. These go together, right? This is orange blossom, so another white floral with some sweeter notes, some musk. It's really simple. There's some vanilla in here. There is nothing really transformative or crazy or there's nothing really crazy happening with this fragrance, but it is a really sweet, lovely one, and I get a lot of compliments on this. Funnily enough, I get a lot of compliments on the Prada Candy line, whether it's the original, it's Candy Night, it's Candy Floral, it's Candy Kiss, it doesn't matter. People around me just tend to love the smell of Prada Candy, and this is no exception. So this isn't as sweet as the original. It is a lot lighter, fresher, airier, a little bit more floral, so it is even more perfect for summer, and everybody around me loves when I wear this. I like like the slightly sweeter kind of intoxicating loveliness of Le Fleur Bouquet, even though it doesn't get complimented as much. So these two are my daytime fragrances for the month of July, and I'm gonna wear these out. I really am. Next up, I had to sort of separate nighttime because we're doing evening sophistication and then we're just going to be in these streets as well. And we need separate fragrances for those categories, if you know. You know. So let's get into, you know, the classy shit we're going to be wearing this month. And these are my favorites, some of which get more love than other fragrances. So first up, this is the one that gets the most love, one of the most loved fragrances in my collection, making sure I have the right one, and I do. It is Guerlain's Mon Guerlain Intense. I also have Mon Guerlain Regular. This could also substitute for this one. Like, they could both be in this category as a beloved fragrance. I cannot leave my house in Mon Guerlain without somebody telling me how good I smell, because seriously, Mon Guerlain is a lovely fragrance. Now, this is the more vanilla intense one. Now, it might not feel as summery as the original, but we not gonna give up on vanillas because it's summer, right? Vanilla, contrary to popular belief, is not a winter or fall fragrance. It's not a winter or a fall note. It's an all year round note, even if we're choking on it. And so we're wearing Mon Guerlain Intense this month at night while we're out in these streets when we're trying to be classy and elegant, because Mon Guerlain, as Guerlain always does, gives elegance. And everybody, literally everybody, loves this, especially the aunties. They love to smell this. They're like, "Oh, you smell so good, girl." They're right, I do. But for me, I couldn't pick one. I picked two for the classy night out. One of my favorites is Oscar de la Renta Bella Essence. I can have a lot of luck with Oscar de la Renta fragrances. They're always very good to me. This is a fruity floral. Okay, so there are a few Bella fragrances. There's Bella Rosa, Bella Blanca. Bella Blanca is the most popular. It's the white floral heavy version of this. This is the fruitier version. This is a lot sweeter. This is a lot more indulgent. It's a lot more of a fun fragrance, a lot more sensual and sexy, and I love this so much. Like I said, I have a lot of luck with Oscar de la Renta fragrances. This is no exception. I also love the bottle. Look at that. Look how pretty that is. I'm such a fan. So if you're looking for something that isn't like everybody isn't wearing it, but it's giving warm florals and it's really pretty, this is a pretty girl fragrance, and I am obsessed with this. Finally, like I said, we're not giving up on vanillas, and this one is for me because I haven't gotten any compliments yet on this one, but I love it, so I'm gonna keep wearing it. So I've talked about how I love Roberto Cavalli EDP as one of my favorite vanillas of all time, and this is the darker version of that with ebony wood. So it's as if they've dialed down the vanilla, dialed up the ebony wood, so you have this really woody, intense woody fragrance that's really dark and deep and mysterious, with some vanilla that is very present and really creamy and beautiful. This is for a cool night out. It's rainy, it's, you know, 65 degrees, and it happens to be July, but we still need something more intense. This is what I'm gonna wear. I feel really like a vixen in this fragrance. Even if no one notices, I wear this for me exclusively until people like get on board, because it really is such a gem. So even though it's summer, we still also have to go to work, boo, and we still gotta wear work fragrances, and we still gotta smell good at the office, like we do. You see, I'm giving back not just to friends and family, but to coworkers. They're also welcome. First up is Ariana Grande Cloud. I love this fragrance, and we're gonna hit on this fragrance. They say it's a dupe of Baccarat Rouge 540. It's not a dupe. It's not a dupe, but it does smell similar. It's an aromatic, sweet, marshmallowy, cloud-like, beautiful, sweet fragrance that it is. That's lovely. Everybody who smells this likes it. Everybody who smells Cloud likes it. Challenge me in the comment section and let me know why you don't like Cloud. You're wrong, but you can tell me, but you're wrong, because Cloud is lovely and everybody loves it. And occasionally, even though it's not usually on my office or work appropriate fragrance tray, it's usually my daytime tray. I've worn this to work before and people stay complimenting me. So you know what? I am going to wear this to work for everybody else. The next one I'm going to wear is this bad boy. It's Armaf's Club de Nuit Woman. Now, I get compliments on this a lot. People think I'm wearing Chanel's Coco Mademoiselle. I'm not. I'm wearing a far cheaper version. Yeah. It's amazing. But everybody seems to love the classiness of this. Now, mostly, the people who compliment me on this are the Chanel and the Dior girlies. The girlies at work who stay wearing Miss Dior will come up to me and be like, oh, you smell so good. This is the kind of fragrance they love. And I'm going to wear this for them because I want to show them you can smell rich without spending Chanel money. You can smell expensive by spending like $50. Yeah, that is the gift I am giving to my colleagues. So next up, I'm going to be wearing Lancome's Idole. I refuse to give this up. People talk about how basic it is, how it's just a pretty simple rose fragrance, that it is not a mature rose, but it's not a young, everyday kind of rose, that it does smell a little bit more sophisticated. I don't get nearly as many compliments with Idole as I do with my other fragrances, even Chloe fragrances. But I am obsessed and I love this fragrance. Not only do I love the bottle and how sleek and pretty it is, but I do feel ultra like feminine and soft and pretty when I wear this. I feel like I should be wearing like an A-line dress and stockings when I put this on, and like Mary Jane's. Like that's the energy that this gives, and sometimes I want to give that. I wear it all for me, and I stan a Lancome fragrance, and I will fight anybody who tells me I shouldn't love it as much as I do. I love the Lancome fragrances. Shoot me. I think they're fantastic, even if everybody thinks they're basic, and this is no exception. Side note, I have a dull aura, not rebuying it. It's just not as good as the original. Sometimes the flankers outflank the thing they're flanking, but this is not the case with the Adult Aura. I've not tried Adult Nectar. It's supposed to be like a sweeter version. I'm all here for sweeter versions of things, but for now we're gonna have to just keep steady with Lancome's Adult because it is absolutely lovely and I love it. Summer Streets hit different and they needed their own category of fragrance. The nighttime fragrances just would not do. We needed fragrances for these streets, right? And the fragrances I have here, I'm not saying I'm out here trying to attract people. I'm not saying I'm trying to communicate, but at the same time, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying these fragrances give that to me and to others. So let's start with the one that I get the most compliments on easily by a long shot. It's not even close. It is Mugler's Angel Nova EDP. No, you can get the EDT version. There are two of them. There's two of them. This is a raspberry fragrance. It has a lychee. It has rose. It has some nice little wood. It has a nice little wood in there. It has some benzoin for thickness, for some heaviness. This is a really sexy fragrance. You're just sweet and smell good. But the interesting thing about this is the dry down of this, because of the wood and the musk and the benzoin, is kind of heavy and just really musky and a little aggressive, right? Like this is not a fragrance I can wear to bed because it has so much personality. Also, it keeps lasting. If I spray this on to go to bed, I'm gonna wake up the next morning. It's gonna keep going and going and going until I wash it off. It has such good staying power. I also like the EDT version, which is a lighter, more effervescent, airier version that is definitely more summer appropriate, but I kept it on the shelf. I kept it on the shelf because we're doing these streets, not just regular nighttime, and we need something that's going to power through and communicate just extra energy. And I love this. Like I said, it's just a sexy fragrance. It's just so sweet and sticky, and the raspberry is doing its thing in here. The rose makes it a little bit more interesting and sophisticated. I am such a fan. Okay, so the second one, I get a lot of compliments from women. I have some men trying to steal my shit, but I am mostly wearing this for myself because it's not exactly a summer fragrance, but I love her. And it is Lattafa's Camera. Yo, you are so beautiful. This is so good, y'all. This is a spicy, sweet, vanilla, gourmand fragrance. It's not as heavy as something like Nebraska that is very thick and it really sits down on the skin really, really heavy. This is a little bit airier, a little bit lighter, a little bit easier for the summer months, but it still has that juiciness, that spiciness, the sweetness that just makes you smell like a snack. Everywhere I go, people keep asking me what I'm wearing. The men love the pink bottle more. I get more compliments from that with that one, but we're not going to go off of their tastes exactly. The women around me love this instead. They smell it and they're like, ooh, that smells so good, because it has so much sophistication, so much nuance, so much interest, but it's also so feminine at the same time. People say it's unisex. I mean, call it what you want. It just smells good and I love it. Now, the one that I'm wearing for myself, no man has ever complimented me on this fragrance. Just, you know, ever. But I love it. It's Mancera's Instant Crush. No, again, people say this is a dupe for Baccarat Rouge 540. We've heard that before. It is not, but it does smell similar. It is an aromatic fragrance that it is very unisex. It's like Cloud, but more unisex. Not as sweet, not as marshmallowy, not as cloud-like, but I do love this. I also love this to layer with. I'm going to go through some of the travel size fragrances when my travel size is out of whack and out of order, because I stay going on trips this summer. Some people save to buy houses. I save to travel. Priorities. So let's talk about Mancera's Instant Crush. It just makes me feel real dominant and extra fiery, like you can't chat to me when I'm wearing this. And then when I layer something sweet over top, the two just go together so well. So yes, this on its own is lovely, aromatic, really unisex, really like powerful, but this layered with something super sweet like Eden Juicy Apple or Coral Fantasy from the Donna Born Aroma line, it's something extra sweet, like a candy fragrance with this, with the power of this and the staying power of this together just makes magic. And so this is gonna be on my shelf because it deserves to be, because it's lovely. Let's get into the travel fragrances. Like I said, we're getting into travel size fragrances next, and I'm not gonna hold you because there are a lot of them and we don't have the time to get into each of these specifically. I can make a separate video on the travel size fragrances I'm walking around with this summer because they're a lot. But these are the ones that are going traveling with me on each trip that I take, and there's one for every day of the week. There's 7 of them. I mean, it's a little unhinged that I have so many and I'm wearing so many, but we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how fun this is. So for Monday, because there's 7 of them, for Monday we're doing Daisy Love, Marc Jacob. This is a girl next door fragrance. It's Daisy, it's cloudberry, it's light, it's easygoing, it's not trying too hard, it's lovely. Then we're doing Valentino, the Donna Born Aroma line. This is Yellow Dream. This is citrus but sweeter. Now I tried incorporating other citrus that I really do enjoy, but they were giving too much tart energy. I really feel like I just want sweet for travel for the most part, and this gives me citrus and greener but also sweet. So I am loving that for me. Wednesdays, it's basically hump day, so you know what we're doing. We're doing Voce Viva Intensa from Valentino as well. I love this fragrance primarily because it brings together this really fun vanilla, this really sweet, all vanilla is fun, but this fun vanilla with this sweet mandarin orange with some nice white florals. It's just such a lovely, sexy fragrance that I love her. I prefer the original. I'm not shading this one, but I prefer the original, but I love this as well. So for the Thursday, Friday 1-2 punch, we're doing Jimmy Choo, I Want You Forever and Kayali Eden Juicy Apple together. Sometimes apart, but sometimes together, Thursday, Friday. 1-2 punch. I've talked about this on a short before, how I love layering these, how lovely these are. This is juicy candy red apple with sweet cherry together. You smell like candy when you wear these and it's wonderful. On Saturday, we're doing the ultimate compliment getter that is out here, and it is Valentino. I guess a lot of Valentino in this video. Valentino, Donna Born Aroma, and this is why can't I remember the name of this fragrance? It's escaping me at the moment. I will put it on the screen somewhere. And this is a fragrance I wore all through Vegas, and people kept stopping me, complimenting me, telling me how good I smelled. I did not know this would attract as much attention as it got. And you know what I'm going to do now? Buy a full-size bottle because I am thirsty for this attention. I'm not, but I am. But I'm not. but I am. So this is a lovely, this is Coral Fantasy. Now I remember. This is Coral Fantasy. This is a candy smelling fragrance that is absolutely fantastic. And we're doing finally on Sunday, when it's time to be a classy ass bitch again, we're doing Libre. Classic Yves Saint Laurent. I love this fragrance. My favorite Libre, like I've mentioned, is Libre Intense, but this is a second to that one. This is just really classy white florals with a little bit of coffee, some ambergris for a little bit of power and base in the bottom. And this is a classic for a reason. This is such a lovely fragrance, and this gonna go on vacation with me. When I go out looking classy to a dinner, this is what I'll be wearing. Let's get into bedtime fragrances. So the last category of fragrance is bedtime fragrances. We're keeping this category simple. And yeah, we got body splashes in this bit. We do. I don't look down on body splashes. I don't care how many eau de parfums or extracts I have. Every now and then what you want is a body splash at night to go to bed, to keep it real simple. And the two that I'm wearing is Sweet Like Candy from Ariana Grande. This is basically finished. This is done because I stay wearing it. The next one is Cloud, because we can't have enough Cloud in 1 month, can we? We can't. So we're doing these two marshmallowy, whipped cream, sweet vanilla type fragrances for bed. These are a lot lighter. They're gone by the time I wake up in the morning, and I'm not mad at that. If I want something a little bit more pungent with a little bit more staying power, I'm doing this classic from 2007. It is Guess by Marciano. If y'all know this bottle, right? Like, we all know this bottle. This is a throwback fragrance. It is very sweet fruit. It's a little bit boozy. It has some blue curacao in there. And so, yeah, it's a little bit more interesting, but I find that it's really relaxing to go to bed. I usually want very basic fragrances for bed. I don't want anything with too much dimension or distraction or whatever. And you would think with the ingredients like star fruit and blue curacao and all of that, that this would be a distracting fragrance, but the sweetness just lulls you to bed, and some of that booziness just helps it along. So I don't know what that says about me, but I'm excited to wear more of this. I got it in that clearance section, you know, a while back, and I haven't been giving it the love it deserves. And this month, that shit is going to change. So these are my bedtime fragrances, keeping it simple, cute, and very, very sweet as per usual. So that's everything for me. Every fragrance I'm pretty much going to be wearing in the month of July, save for the fragrances I'm going to be testing or the occasional reach for when the occasion calls for it. But this really sums up what I'll primarily be focused on for this month. And I'm so excited to get into these because these are some lovely gems, some of which haven't gotten the time and attention they deserve from me. So if you enjoyed this video, if you liked and enjoyed this, check out my previous fragrance trays, because maybe you don't vibe with the fragrances in this one, but the freshies from last month are more your vibe. Check that video out. I will link it for you. Anyway, I'm Janique, and I am so happy to share my fragrance tray with you because I stay putting great trays together, right? And if you agree, comment down below and tell me as such, because I want to know if there's anything here you love wearing as well. I'll see you in the next one. Post my next trip. Maybe I'll check in while I'm on my next trip. I can't wait to be back. I mean, I can't wait. I'll wait till this vacation's over, but I'll see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.
Baby, you're the one and only. Baby, you've been on my mind. You know you don't have to be lonely. You can come and take my time. Baby, I've been waiting for you. I don't mean to move too fast. I don't wanna be your homie. I just wanna be your last nigga. Baby, you're the one and only. I don't even see these hoes, but they be in my Insta story, cause they just wanna see me post. But what if I can make you want me? What if I can make you care? Would you be my one and only? You know these niggas don't compare. This is paradise. Baby, this is heaven sent. Baby, you and I, baby, it's so evident. We should be in love. Baby, you know we should be. We should be together.